gonna go ahead and do a part 3 of Let the Church Say Woo Wee to this shit. And the reason I'm gonna do that, after I did the first 2 videos, I realized I left something out when I got to work, and I'm not and never talk about my current work situation, but I've been around many different workplace environments, and throughout my career, and have seen a lot. And on this same topic, I left out something else I noticed, and it's like going to the mental health, to the psych unit, where there's so many people that are mentally ill, and let's say that will use religious rhetoric. And let me give you an example of one time someone came from the mental health unit, and they was like, oh no, tonight is really busy because they're not faking, they're not trying to get money from the government. They are really, really crazy, and one thing they're doing is walking around to everybody, do you believe in Jesus? Stuff like that. And these are the same people that are taking their bowel movement, smearing it on the wall, throwing it at the employees, and once they dispel of their bodily fluids and things of that nature. So I want to talk about this a little bit more, and in a way where it's good to be aware of this type of stuff, because it protects you and the community that you're in and that you're trying to continue to build with, if that's what you're doing. When you understand your own signals, your own limits and values, you stop abandoning yourself just to belong inside of any particular group, which is the foundation of real self-growth. And, so you don't get blindsided. And self-awareness help you notice when something feels off, when it just don't feel right. Your body tense up, or it feels like really fake and crooked inside of you, instead of just going along with what everybody else is doing, right? Especially with the group thing, the not being able to get into your own mind and think for yourself, and just repeating words from other people. Knowing your own patterns and triggers and needs lets you choose how to respond, instead of reacting from pressure or feeling guilty or shameful, like letting them pressure you into feeling guilt or shame, like they're the almighty holy one. How this protects your well-being: clear boundaries and inner awareness, lowers stress levels, it reduces burnout, and protect your mental and emotional health. Like, once you know who you are, then nobody can come and shatter that. When you honor your own limits, you are less likely to get stuck in that codependent, manipulative, or spiritually abusive dynamic. Why is it crucial for healthy community? A community is only as strong as the people in it, not the people that are manipulating it, not the people that are controlling it. Self-aware individuals bring honesty, empathy, and clearer communication into the space. Boundaries actually make relationships safer and more authentic because everyone knows where they stand and what's respectful. Being wise about groupthink happens when the desire to keep the peace or fit in makes people silence themselves and ignore warning signs. When you think for yourself, you can enjoy the power of we without losing your me, which prevents dangerous conformity and poor decisions. Building up self and community together, the more you know and trust yourself, the more you can show up as grounded, honest presence in any group or movement. So healthy communities are built by people who can say, this feels right for me. This doesn't sit well with my spirit, and adjust their participation accordingly. It just so happens that, like a clinical psychologist says, not only know personalities and behaviors, but know the backstories. Some people from, like when I say different countries and things of that nature, have a different, a strong, persistent need that control and that manipulation, but it's not everybody. But when you start to see a pattern and know the background and know that not everybody, but you know a certain group from different backgrounds have this control and this forceful force on individuals, and you recognize that, you don't hate the group, you just reject those controlling, manipulative, and learn what they are behaviors. And that's when you set your boundaries as you are continuing to build yourself up so that you can build others within your community. Something like that. Okay, here's a good article for anyone that might be interested in setting boundaries for your well-being. This article is with the Mayo Clinic health system. And it talks about people having various different types of relationships. Like your partners, your spouses, your children, your friends, your co-workers, neighbors, acquaintances. Different relationships involve different types of interactions, different types of responsibilities, and how you influence these different types of relationships. And so every relationship has boundaries or rules of engagement. So you must be deliberate and conscientious about these boundaries. You just don't jump out there and start doing stuff without being aware of what you're doing and why you are doing it, and who is who, as well as who is you. Developing and maintaining healthy boundaries help you establish and build healthy relationships and avoid unhealthy connections with people, like people trying to put that strong hold on you, or whether they're subtly giving you little hints which can get into your brain of how you should be doing something which doesn't align with the way you really think within your soul. And it goes on to say in this article why set boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries is necessary for your health and the health of your relationships. Living within those boundaries you create is crucial to lowering stress and increasing satisfaction in life. Not just going to these churches just because everybody else is going is the end thing to do, not just participating in building your business in this community because you live there and you don't feel comfortable with certain types of people, particularly with the help of anxiety and stress. When you take responsibility for other people's emotions, their behaviors, and their thoughts. If they're always wicked and evil thoughts of how am I going to swindle and take money or resources from this group, that's their only way of thinking. You set those boundaries to keep you aligned with being not stressed and not feeling over the top with that anxiety feeling, because you have not learned how to set strong boundaries. Like, I'm not tolerating that, this is what needs to be done. This is what is aligned with my work and how I work with, the people that I work with. I'm just scanning through the article real quick. A principle I refer to is the law of relationships. It identifies that you can't control what others think or feel or do, and you are solely responsible for what you think, feel, and do. Identifying and stating the boundaries in relationships that support this law clarifies where your responsibilities and authority stop and the other person's responsibilities start. And what has helped me with this type of thinking is radical acceptance. I had to look it up. I had to learn it. I had to let it slap me in my face that radical acceptance, they can't change me unless I want to be changed. I can't change them. They can only change if they want to change. And however that may feel and look for them, however that may feel and look for me. So learning this stuff and knowing this stuff helps you survive in a strong, positive way in whatever you're doing.